Yo guys, welcome back. This is Nico here coming with episode 3 for my journey through Satisfactory. It's just going to be a little playthrough. But yeah, if you haven't already seen episode 1 and 2, would highly suggest going to have a quick watch as this will kind of, I don't know, I guess give you a little bit of an intake of where we're currently at in terms of progression. And maybe there might have been a few little things you might have missed, but yeah, definitely go probably check out those two videos. But other than that, guys, of course, I hope you're having an incredible day. But if you do like the video, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, as that will definitely, of course, help support the channel. But yeah, so pretty much the first thing we're going to be doing, I think, is we're probably going to go towards obstacle clearing here. You can see we do, in fact, have a lot of the resources already. But we're definitely going to need to get some more screws. So as much as I could, in fact, get a constructor going with the screws, for the meantime, how many I need? 500. I think this is something I'm definitely going to have to work towards first before anything else after this. But because I'm going for obstacle clearing, I'm probably going to focus on this first. So I'm just going to build probably a few biomass burners themselves just to the side. I'm going to have a constructor or two that's going to craft all the resources that I end up gathering, such as wood, leaves, etc., into biomass for our fuel. So that way I can just kind of put it in a storage container and just let it do its thing. But yeah, so pretty much after that, I think what we'll focus on is getting a setup ready for the screws itself, as it's definitely something that we're going to need to sort out pretty much immediately. As you can kind of see, we're starting to use screws a little more. We still do have 26 reinforced iron plates, which is great. So reinforced iron plates do actually use screws, but for the meantime, we definitely have 26, which is, you know, for the meantime, it's quite a bit actually. Good. Any minute. But yeah, leave a comment, guys, if you have in fact played this game. Comment below what is your favorite part or progression inside the game. So I think for mine would probably be once you start unlocking the jetpack. Alrighty, so we'll put the screws in.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
So you can see we're going to need probably quite a few more screws. So what we're going to do is we're going to craft a chainsaw. We're going to have to craft some biofuel. Which I can't really remember off the top of my head what the requirement is for it. But I'm going to assume it's you need biomass and that will turn the biomass into biofuel, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was 150 screws. Yep, 8 biomass into biofuel, which we're going to need this biofuel for our chainsaw. And 40 is definitely going to be more than enough for the meantime. Or even we might just go 20. Alrighty. And then we're just going to get a chainsaw. We actually need 160 screws. Close. Alrighty, so gonna get the chainsaw. So this is gonna just help out our progression to be a lot smoother in terms of at least our power consumption. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we're actually going to go just a little bit away, not too far. We're just gonna set something up, just completely separate. It'll be something really small. But the reason we're gonna just put it separate is because so that way we don't accidentally hook up the power. That's interesting, just a random floating object. Yeah, so we're just doing this just to make sure we don't actually end up affecting the progression in any way. Because if we accidentally hook this up with the power down there, and then we aren't actually generating anything up here, and then we put something in, and then it trips everything, it's gonna end up causing a few. So first thing we're going to need is a biomass burner. Pretty straightforward. Next thing we're going to need is going to be the constructor. So we're going to have a constructor here. We're also going to have a storage container here. So this is going to go into here like so. We're going to craft probably wood. We're then going to put another constructor like so. This one is then going to craft the biofuel. And then we're going to have another container, probably about here. So it's kind of out of the way and still in eyesight, so we don't forget about it. And then all we have to do is hook up these two machines here. Oh wait, I did that wrong. And then all we gotta do is put this fuel in here like so. Put the wood in here, which is going to craft the wood into the biomass. The biomass is then going to go into here, and it's going to start making some biofuel for us. So we do in fact have leaves. So at any point we could turn this into leaves up the top, but for now we're just going to leave it. So that's going to be generating some fuel for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to place... what we might actually do is we might bring this biomass up top with us. We will place all the leaves and the petals inside. We're actually going to split this off. So we'll just kind of have a quick look to see how quickly this is building up. It's not too quick. So we're going to have a... If we can fit a merger in here, that'll be awesome. But there is a possibility we might have to... Oh, never mind. So we're actually going to place another container. For now, this is going to be all the biomass that we've already crafted. This is going to go into the merger here. Like so. It's going to go into here. And then, if I'm not mistaken, is this... biomass. Okay, this biomass. Wait. So now this is going to be getting, you know, a little more biomass a little more rapidly. And then what we can do is we can then put this chainsaw in our hands. We do in fact have the biofuel with us. And you can see we're already gaining quite a few. Right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go around and obstacle clear a little bit. As stated in the name. And the good thing with the chainsaw is it's got a little bit of a splash damage too, so it actually kind of clears up the area around the tree, not just destroying the tree too, which is good. Right, so we'll go down here. So all we're doing right now, guys, is we're just clearing the area. This is just gonna, I guess, open up the area a little bit better. Hopefully we can get this one. Wait. Yep, so this area is a little more open. We'll get rid of this tree. Maybe that tree too. Alright, so what do we need? We need wood in this one. So if we can provide a good amount of wood in this storage container here, our fuel is going to be set quite a bit. So the biggest thing with the early game progression, which is, I would say, what we're at currently, is if you actually end up not focusing on fuel so soon, you end up having a few power trips, and then it kind of slows everything down because you don't have resources kind of currently, you know, producing through your factory. So that's why it's pretty important to get on top of this as quick as you can. Oh, this is a big tree. 39 wood. In terms of the leaves and the flower petals, what we're going to do is we're just going to store them for now, and we will come back to it at a later time. As you can see, we can actually change the recipe up there from wood to leaves if we want to. So at some point, if we ever do get a little bit desperate for, you know, biofuel or anything, what we'll do is we'll actually swap these over and we'll use the leaves. So what we might do is we might actually go into organization. We might get a container. And we're going to place all of our leaves and petals in here. Making sure we put our wood in. And then with the chainsaw, we might actually end up just putting the chainsaw back in here, as we don't actually need it. Like so. And we'll just keep a little bit of fuel, just in case. So if we go back over here, we can see that we've already got 163, which is awesome. Biomass is still coming out. Still generating biomass here, which is great. And we do still have quite a bit of biomass coming out. So, what we could do to speed this up a little bit, if we wanted to, of course, we'll just check the power consumption. So we got plenty of power we can still play around with. So we could add another one, but for now we'll just leave it. Alrighty, so obstacle clearing is complete. So we're going to just go back over to our hub and we'll have a look at what upgrades to go for next. So as much as that would be nice to get, we need reinforced plates to be set up. This isn't anything in terms of progression. I believe this is more of a cosmetic thing, so we won't worry about that one yet. Jump pads, we're going to need rotors, which we can't do because we need part assembly. So with this one here, we do in fact need a lot more screws, as you can see. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're probably going to have to set up a line for our screws. So to do that, we're going to have to go around, we're going to have to collect all the resources. We got a lot of iron plates, a lot of iron rods, which is great. What we could do is we could actually turn one of these lines into screws for now, which we might actually do. And we will have it so that it goes in through the back. We need cables. So this might just be a more efficient, not so much efficient, but might be a more safer option for the meantime. Or if we craft maybe potentially a craft bench. Actually, no, a workshop. Even though we're going to dismantle this, we can actually make ourselves a portable miner. And we can probably actually just set it up. Alrighty, so we'll have to get rid of this node on top. So it'll be about 5-6 hits. We would just probably get rid of the iron, or as we probably won't need it. And then setting up the miner Mark 1. So we got that. We then also need to put down 3 smelters like so. Then we're going to split this off. Making sure we click iron ore for these. That way we can just set up the power at the end. Constructors, we're going to need quite a few of these actually. So we'll put one here. We will put one right next to it. Close as we can. So, what we're actually going to need is... we're going to need a lot of iron plates. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one to iron plates. I'm going to bring this one all the way over here. And then we got iron plates, I believe, down the bottom. So this belt is got a few sections where it's free. So we might actually just probably merge it straight on. So that's going to be some iron plates, some extra iron plates. We're going to need a lot of these. Or even what we could do is we could actually maybe use this line for our reinforced plates. So we might just actually get rid of it for now. So we'll just leave this line for now. And then over here, what we'll do is we'll place 2 more constructors. Like so. And this one is going to be, so that's going to be set to iron rods. That's to iron rods. And then this is going to be set to screws to construct screws from the iron rods for us. And then we will place the container, as we said, all here. Might just place it out here. And we'll just go all the way around. So. And then we'll have a merge here. This can come into here. Alright, so this is going to be the setup for now. We're going to tidy things up a little bit in due time. We're going to need, obviously, quite a few more poles set up. And then hook these ones up. Hooking these up as well. So we need to get another line. We'll bring one all here. And then this one is still connected, which is good. We're then going to connect this to one of these poles over here. However, what we're going to do is we're just going to check our power. As this is going to require a lot of power to run, essentially. So what we might do is we might at least build another biomass burner. This is going to connect to this pole. And just like so, put the fuel back in there. Run over here, put the fuel in, and we will check. So we're going to need fuel for all these biomasses, all these biomass burners very, very soon. So we're going to hook this up to the pole. So now this is going to start to generate potentially for us. And for the meantime, with these plates, what we might actually do is we might just start pouring them into this container for now. We're going to use this for a project down the line, but for the meantime, just so that way we're not wasting resource generation, we'll put the iron plates in here. So now we're going to have to go sort out our fuel situation, because we're going to need a fuel for all these machines very, very soon. And if we look, you can see it burns the biofuel at a, relatively slow rate, which is good. So we will take both stacks. What we're going to do is we're going to half these stacks for now. Placing all of our materials up top. We're then going to substitute the biomass like so. Even though the stacks are obviously not even, that's okay because again, we can just top these up in the future. Making sure, of course, we get all of the biomass burners. And just like so, we now have a capacity of 190. You can see it goes up and down in spikes, 123 being the highest by the looks of it, which is good. Coming back over here, we need to place in the other biomass that we just received. So this is currently waiting. So what we could do is, we could probably try to locate the slugs. We'll place in other fuel into here. So by locating the slugs, we can create power shards, which we can then probably use these to speed up the process. We have a lot of leaves, and also, yeah, so we still have a lot of wood. We still have a lot of leaves over there to craft into biofuel, so we don't need to worry about our fuel situation just yet. Just going back over just to check that, making sure everything's working. So by the looks of it, it is. We got screws coming in and out of there, and you can see quite a lot. There is the tiniest little bottleneck right here. As you can see, it stops for about maybe a second at most. We do have iron plates coming into here, which is good. And as you can see, we're now currently getting everything we need. Great. So we'll just go back over to the hub upgrade area. Or the terminal, I should say. We'll place in these items that we need. We'll just have a quick look what's in here. So, we won't need... We'll actually pick all these items up. So we won't actually need any of this ore. We definitely won't need any of the ingots either. That should be all of it. So we'll just keep on deleting these ingots because we also won't need. Just to do a little bit of organization, don't need one wood. And for now, this can stay in here. Alright, so all we're doing now is we're just currently waiting on the screws. Find a craft. To speed up the process, what we could do is we could actually start to craft some screws, but what we might do is we might actually make a... We don't want to be. Scanner. So we're going to need 50 screws, which we'll quickly make. Won't take too long. And you can see too, we can make a lot of screws with the rods that we have. Just while we're here too, just to underline the importance of automation is the reinforced iron plates. You can see it takes 6 iron plates, 12 screws, but it takes, quite a bit of time to craft just one individual iron plate, which you end up using quite a lot of. Alrighty, so the object scanner. Can't remember the control of it. So it is to power slugs. What this is going to do is it's just going to alert us if there is any slugs within a proximity. As you can see, it's kind of increasing. He's ready to go. I'd be really shocked if there wasn't a slug on this hill. Which, by the sounds of it, there's not. And you can see down the bottom too, the meter, it's, you know, slowly going up and up and up. So we know we're going in the right spot. And he's right here. We will get rid of these guys, because we will need their carcasses. And just like so. Alrighty, so to reach this, our little trick comes into handy. So we should be able to most likely place something up here. And just like that. And we don't have to worry too much. So we probably could have jumped up. I didn't realize there was a spot behind. So we'll see if we can find another one. Yep, right there. I can see there is a little fruit icon or a mushroom down here. There's actually two. So we're going to need these two at some point to research.
This is one of multiple edibles we have detected in your vicinity, which are within approved nutritional and medical categories as established by R&D. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
I actually don't know what this is. I was going to say, it's going to be a spider cave, isn't it? Alright, making sure we pick up the carcasses. I don't actually believe I have been in one of these caves before. It's very interesting. Good thing we did, because there's another power slug. Purple power slug, actually. Trying to see if that's something important or not. I don't know how that is a spot, but go with it. Nothing important. Wonder if that's used for anything. Going back through here, doesn't look like we missed anything. So we'll bring up the map real quick, and we will just locate cave icon out here. Just in case there's something else in there that I'm not too sure. That way we can kind of go back to it. Oh, this is what we would have been hearing, the slug. Don't know if we're meant to be able to collect him, like so, but we will take it. We got coal. Oh, that's interesting to know. Alright, we should have a few of these now, so we'll probably start running back to base. Shouldn't come across any more power slugs either between here and our base. Alright, so we should also have quite a few more screws crafted up too. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get at the screws first, just to start researching it, because we will probably be pretty close to being able to, maybe not the next upgrade, but we'll be able to potentially set up the assemblers.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
So you can see to craft one rotor, what it's going to cost, which end up being a pretty important resource. So we will craft the modular frame because we needed one to open up that area down the bottom. So we might go and do that and see what we can find inside. Before we do that, however, we will run over to the researcher. I believe there shouldn't be. No, we can do this, which we'll do it. Overclocking. Going to be very important. Stinger protein. That's actually awesome. Start researching this. So we're trying to get towards getting this gun here. Before we do that though, we need to get 5 of this new material called alien DNA capsules. So we'll have a look at what we need to craft this. So we need, do we need 5 of them? Because if so, that's actually awesome. Yeah, we do. Wow. So we've already got 5 of these. So yeah, we'll just make 5. You can see that we do in fact have a purple power slug. So for now, we're going to have to put him in there because we can't actually use him just yet, by the looks of things. Because we're probably going to have to do this upgrade, which will then give us the upgrade for the purple one. So in other words, we're ahead. We'll get this one done. These inventory slots will be pretty massive. So to get the gun, we're going to need a lot of screws. We're going to need 25 motors, which is insane. And 50 reinforced iron plates, which again is quite a lot. So yeah. Which is actually insane. So we still have the modular frame. We have 2 power shards, which we're going to go have a quick look and see what we can do. Because if our machine is still struggling, which by the looks of it, it is. How much we got? We still got a little bit in here. So what we can do is we can actually put a power shard in here for now. This is going to increase the speed of which this can generate the resource. So we're just going to put them in here for now. This will overclock that one, which in turn will make more biofuel quicker. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go investigate that crash site down here and see what little goodies are inside. As I believe all it was asking for us was a modular frame, which it is. We also made 2, which I didn't realize. Ah.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
I forgot that's what the hard drives were for. So I can't really remember how we go about getting the data for it. Oh, there it is. So we come back in 10 minutes. It's going to give us an alternate recipe. It could be an alternate recipe, sorry, for anything at all in the game, which will in turn just make the recipe itself. It should be easier, or yeah, better to craft per se. So, next thing we will do is we'll have a look at what we need for the space elevator, which we can actually craft. So we might actually just go do that. As you can see, the space elevator is very, very big. For the meantime, we will probably just put it up here. We're probably going to actually move it at some point, but for now, we will place it wherever we can, as it is very big. You can see there is inputs as well into the space elevator. The question is, can we craft the space elevator here? I hope we can, because it is very big. I feel like it's going to need an extremely flat surface. So we might actually just have to go have a look and see what we can find. Just having a quick look. So it is definitely consuming this quicker. How's our fuel looking? 4. So before we actually go on a little adventure, we might actually top up our fuel. Because if we don't do this, then our progression, once again, is going to slow down. So, and we definitely don't want that. So we'll break these up into 50s like so. So it was very good that we did check, because this would have turned off very, very soon. We'll have a quick look at this bioburner too. Still got a few leaves in there for now, so that's okay. So we'll put our fuel back in here, which is awesome. We definitely got a bit more going on now. And now to find a spot we can place this space elevator. Very big. I wonder if the trees are in the way. I wonder if that's what's restricting the placement. Oh, I don't have enough wires. Oh my god. That is my bad. Where's this little fella? Yeah, no, so I just didn't have enough wires. I realized I didn't even realize that I had 1480. So, because it's that so far up the bar that that's all I looked at. So we'll pick up some more wires. Getting a heap of resources here now, which is actually fantastic. Alrighty, so now we can place it, I guess. So we will try to place it down here again, as it's kind of out of the way. And we'll watch it craft. I love that there's things on your compass, even though you can probably see it from anywhere on the map. Assuming it obviously renders from distance. This is awesome. This is so cool. It is incredibly large. Right, so to get tier 3 and 4, it is telling us we need 50 smart plating. Which, to make smart plating, we need 1 reinforced plate and 1 rotor. So we're going to need 50 reinforced plates and 50 rotors, which is a lot. Like a lot. So we'll go have a look at this. So, to make the assembler now, what we're going to need is 4 rotors. So we're going to have to craft some rotors. We're going to have to craft some plates. So we need 8 plates, which we can currently craft, which is fantastic. We need 4 rotors, so we're going to need a lot more screws, as you can see. So we're going to need another 75 total. Yep, that'll do. This will give us the 4 rotors we need. And we're going to craft an assembly. So this is going to be our first assembly. I'm going to actually clear up this area, so it's a little more easier to see. Alrighty, so we're going to craft an assembly. We're just going to put the assembly here for now. Alrighty. So to craft certain different recipes, you can see it's going to require 2 inputs compared to the constructed with 1 input. For this reinforced plate, it's going to require obviously normal iron plates and screws. So this is where the game can get a little more technical per se. But because I've done it before, it's not as confusing the first time. At least the first time when I've done it. So you can see we can actually craft smart platings from the assembler. However, there's no point doing it right now because we don't have rotors set up. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to get rotors start crafting or cooking. You can actually see it crafts 4 per minute as well. So that's why it's very important to get this set up as quickly as you possibly can. So, again, we're going to put probably another one here, just so they're all together. There is something blocking us. I'm not sure why. Yep, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hook this one up into here. Connect this to the power, like so. So we need screws. So what we can do is we can split some of the screws off into the machine like so. So some will still go into storage if we need them. And then what was the other material? We need iron rods. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this recipe. This is going to now produce some iron rods for us. And just to make it, for the aesthetic reasons, just to look a little bit better, we'll go over like so. You can see we now have the research analyzed, so we can go over and have a look. Just to kind of start the crafting process already, we're going to just put some rods in like so. We're also going to take out 500 screws at least and place them into here. So all this is going to do is just start the process because these are going to take a very long time to craft. So that way resources can kind of get blocked, as you can already see with the screws. So if screws can't go into this line right here, what it's going to do is it's actually going to stop anything from pushing this way, and all the resources will go through there anyway. So either way, it won't matter. So we have some rods coming out of here. If we need, we can use this iron node right here, set this up to do the exact same thing. But what I'll probably end up using that for is going to be more so for reinforced iron plates, because I'm going to need reinforced iron plates for the smart plating. So we're going to need to use some of the rotors from this machine that is currently crafting. We're going to need iron plates set up for the reinforced ones. Then we're going to have to end up using these 2 resources to craft these, because I believe you can't actually craft smart plating. You actually need the assembler to make them for you. So yeah, it's just good to note. And we need 50 of them, which is a lot. So we'll go back over to the research machine and we'll have a quick look. So it actually is giving us an option here to change what we need. So this is telling us that it can produce iron ingots in the foundry, which is good to note. However, we don't have the foundry right now. So this would technically be a pretty good one. But I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to take this one, because there is going to be a lot of copper nodes around that we can use this for. So yeah, we'll probably take this one, even though we can't do it right now. So we haven't found any of these blokes yet. Haven't found those. So if we get 25 rotors cooked, we'll be all good. But yeah, so what I might do is, guys, I might now officially leave the episode here. This will conclude episode 3, of course. And if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. But other than that, guys, I will be pretty much recording the next episode immediately after. I'll be editing or rendering this episode and the episode 2. And I will have them uploaded for you guys to be able to view. But yeah, so pretty much just a recap of episode 2. We've got the space elevator crafted. We've set up a little system over here, which we are going to need more biomass. Oh, says we don't have any power, which I'm actually really glad that I had a quick look. Which we might just use our leads for this machine. So yeah, so I'm glad I had a quick look. So yeah, so we had the space elevator set up. We've set this area up for our fuel production. This is going to be for our machines. It's going to provide better quality fuel. It's also going to be the fuel that we need for the chainsaw, which is going to be obstacle clearing, but also gathering resources too, not just getting rid of the leaves, trees, etc. that are in our way. Coming over to here, of course, we have in fact crafted and an assembler. We've done a bit of research. We've crafted the assembler down here. We're now officially getting rotors. We've set up this line right here. We've also included 2 boxes. So we've got one for the rotor, one for the screws that are constructing from over here. We haven't done anything with the concrete or any more with the copper, as the copper will come in due time. But the biggest thing with the next episode is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up another assembler for reinforced iron plates. This is going to provide us with reinforced iron plates, which we'll probably place into a box. We'll probably have to set up more iron nodes, because we're going to have to set it up so we can have reinforced iron plates for storage, but then also use it to craft into another assembler with some rotors here, which we're then going to craft 50 smart platings, which is going to progress us to the next 2 tiers, which I am very excited and very keen to see. At this point in time, the production of the factory itself, or the machines, is working smoothly. No need to change this or reorganize or restructure at this point in time. But in due future time, we definitely will end up restructuring our whole factory to basically make it look a whole lot better. But as you can see, the placing of the machines is, overall quite neat. So either way, can't be too upset with that. But other than that, guys, hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.